Hello all, this is Captain JJ here presenting you with another F-Zero recreation video. Last time round we did Kate Allen and the Super Piranha. This week we are moving on to Zuda and the Tanker, which is machine number 13 in the series. This is going to be based on the F-Zero GX X continuity, simply because the anime version is too simple and isn't worth a video. So what we're doing here is selecting a colour. I've done for the BMW colour of darkish blue, which is suitable for Zuda's machine, and for the middle part, which is like the cockpit area, I'm going to have to go for the standard colours, trying to figure out which one is, because it's a greyish blue. It's not the same blue as the cockpit, so we just need to find it out. While I was also doing that, I was also making sure I was hitting all the wrong buttons. Right, so now it's our BMW colour all the way through, including the wheels. The only thing we're changing now is the colour. So what I'm just having to do here is having a look around and see what colour works best. I've decided on the colour, and that colour will be saved. Now, let's start with the cockpit. The cockpit here has got a little similar area to what we have earlier. That's why the wing mirrors are covered in that particular colour. So what we're going to do is use a square one, and we're going to stretch it out all the way to the end of the doors to start things off. So to the end of the doors, it's a little bit too much, so all we need to do is just shrink it a bit. Okay, once you're happy with that, we're going to push it upwards all the way to the top where you can't see it, like so. And so that is the left hand side completed. We're going to duplicate that shape and do it the other side, and that's that side done. Now we just need to colour it with the colours. One colour, two colours, like so. Okay, now we need to move on to the roof section, which we are about to do just now. So what we need to do is just change the camera. We're going to go for the roof section, and we are going to do the same shape. We're going to stretch it out and make it longer. Colour in, I say colour it, thank you, in the same colour as we did before. And we are also now going to do the body section. The other section, which was covering the rear part of the machine, not the ducts. So now what we're going to do is just move this along all the way to the end of the windshield, and then we're good to go. So that section is now done. So we just have a quick look around. That should be alright. It is alright. So what we're going to do now is move on to another part of the body. What we're going to do now is go to the front. See the front wheel arches like so. We are going to colour that in with a black, because there is black on the other side. This is going to mimic that. So we're going to use this shape to cover the whole of that section. It needs to be a bit wider, I think. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit wider. Not by much, but a bit wider. Yeah, that's fine. So what we're going to do there is colour that in black, because that section is black, like so. What we're also going to do now is duplicate it on the opposite side, so we cover the other one. So that section is now done. We are going to move now to the rear of the machine once we're satisfied with how this looks, which we are. So what we're going to do now is actually going to move to the front. My apologies. Now this is taken from the GX machine. This is a raw thing converted to SVG. It's the part of the light, because the bottom sections on the front and the rear are covered by lighting. I realised I didn't do that correctly. So if you want to do it that side, duplicate on the opposite side to get that one. Now I've noticed it's not actually all facing the way I want it to face. So what I'm going to do instead is delete that again, just to try and make sure I do it again. I'm going to do it symmetrically, because symmetrically was right first time around. No, I need to go that way. What I'm going to do is actually mirror it like so. There we go. Mirror it like so, and that is the front of the machine now done. We now have to move on to the rear of the machine, so we're going to change the colour. If you really need to get to an area quickly, always set the camera where you want to go and then select it, so you don't waste time. It also helps with the lining up of the decals. If you have been enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to leave a like, comment in the comment section below, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification bell as you get notified of all my uploads, postings and everything to do with YouTube. So while that was all going on, we've just done the rear of the machine. Now we need to do the middle part of the machine. So it's the same item as before, we just need to stretch it out just a tiny wee bit. Not that much. Anyway, as I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Back to the video. Okay, that looks acceptable now. So what we're going to do here, what we're going to do here is finish the edit part. We're now going to go to the right hand side, as we now need to do, let's have a look and see. There were a couple of grey bits on the end of the machine as well, so what we're going to do is just create this bit, narrow it down, put it on the wing section, like there, I would think. Yeah, there we go. So we duplicate it on the opposite side, like so. So what we're doing now is just having a look, see how it looks. That looks fine. There are also, and we need to do another pair of these, one on each side. So what we're going to do here is, when we get there, is to duplicate this one again. Yeah, duplicate it. And then do it again. When I did it initially, I realized I moved the wrong part. So you can either move that one or do it again. So what I did was abandon that edit and go back to the proper shape. And then move that upwards to the top again. I couldn't quite get it near the top, but near the wing. Actually, there we go. Just moved that up a little bit. Get it to the top. There we go, like so. Are you happy with that? Yeah. Once you're happy with that, duplicate on the opposite side. And that's the grey circular rectangle section completed. So now we're going to move on to the doors, because there are 3 rectangular shapes on the doors, which are a slightly different colour. Tried to look for a 3 line, but none of them were acceptable. So what we're going to do instead is go for a rounded circular rectangle, like so. We're going to narrow it down, and we're going to stretch it out a bit. 7%. Get it down to about 7. Yeah, that's good. So what we're going to do now is stretch it out a little bit, not all the way to the end, just enough to cover that little section there, like so. So what we're going to do now is colour it in a lighter blue, so you can differentiate from where it is in comparison to the background. As I said before, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. So when we're going onto these rectangular shapes, what we're doing here is now duplicate on the opposite side. And now what I do here is duplicate that layer, move it down, yeah, move it down like so. And what we're going to do now is duplicate on the opposite side. We need to do this twice more. So duplicate the layer, move it down, and duplicate on opposite side. There we go. There are the lines of the doors. The lines of the doors are pretty good to me. So now what we're going to do here is move on to the numbers section. There is actually a bit of a delay and a bit of a small edit, because I realised when I chose the initial numbers, like the digital numbers, they were coming out too blurry. So what we're going to do instead is look for some more numbers. What am I doing? No, actually, I'm in the favourites here. Both 1 and 3 are in the favourites section. So what we're going to do here is change the numbers at the front, reduce the size a bit, move it in the middle, and we are going to replace the number 3 of that one, and then move it to the GTWS number 3, like so. Reduce that, make sure it lines up, and also it's a reasonable shape too. And there is a small cut as well, because I had to cut a bit due to the fact there were some issues which had to be dealt with. So now what we're going to do is go over to the left and the right hand side of the machines, because we need to do the numbers on that side as well. I realised at this point you can't fit it on the end of the machine, so we're going to have to put it on the, we can't fit it in the middle of the machine, so we're going to have to fit it at the end. So when you move that one, you duplicate on the opposite side, move it to the whichever way you need to move it, duplicate on that side, and then that side is done. And then what we need to do is just replace that first decal, the one on the, if it's on the end of the machine, depending on which side, you replace the decal with a 3, just see if it's moved in the right place. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So now what we're going to do here is duplicate it on the opposite side and then move it to the right hand side if you're on the right hand side, or left if you're on the left hand side. So that is now done. Just have a quick look around to see whether I'm satisfied with it. It looks pretty nice to me. And so have a look down there. I did think about changing the other part to try and stretch it out a bit so it can go beyond the door, but when I tried it, it wasn't, that was at a maximum, so no change on that front. So with that in mind, the def anchor looks like it's a complete machine. Thanks everybody for that. That looks like a reasonably good machine. This will be uploaded. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video out. This is a weekly series on every Sunday. The next machine after this will be the Astro Robin, driven by Jack Liven. That will be based more on the X and GX continuity rather than anime. I do daily videos as well, whether it's Gran Turismo 7, Mario Kart, the old Super Smash Bros. Ultimate video. That is on my YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe there, as I've already mentioned. Going to be quite a lot of streams this week on Gran Turismo due to the daily races being favourable in comparison to the last week. If you haven't done that already, check the videos which are going to be coming up in the last 10 seconds of this video, so you can see my latest, best for the viewer, and also to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much for everybody who tuned in. Astro Robin is next Sunday. I'll be streaming all week next week, and until Monday, it's goodbye for now.